Police officers apprehended over 30 million naira extortion in Abuja. Governors counter Senate President on 30 billion naira palliative allocation. EFCC arraigns former Kwara Governor Abdul Fattah. Journalists barred from courtroom. And on the foreign scene, 4 dead, 19 missing as inferno ravages residential block in Valencia. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Wafo. Thank you for joining us. Now, some operatives attached to the Special Tactical Squad of the Nigerian Police Force in Abuja have been arrested for extorting 30 million naira from a citizen. The Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Dijobi disclosed this in a statement on Friday. According to the FPRO, the extortion was brought to the notice of the force via the X platform, and the NPF has arrested the officers and their accomplices who initially escaped upon commencement of investigations. Earlier this month, police confirmed the arrest of officers who abducted a businessman in Abuja and extorted 29.9 million naira from him. The businessman was reportedly abducted at one of his sites in Abuja by armed police officers who detained him until he transferred all the money in his bank account to them. Governors on Thursday denied a claim by Senate President Godswill Akpabio that the federal government disbursed 1.08 trillion naira to states to address the food crisis in the country. Speaking during the inauguration of the renovated Central Mosque in Isheni area of Oyo State on Thursday, the state governor, Seyi Makinde, said, as the vice chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, he could attest to the fact that state governors did not receive 30 billion naira each as claimed by the Senate President. Also, officials of Lagos, Zamfara, Benue, Osun, Katsina and Enugu states said on Thursday that their state governments did not receive 30 billion naira. State governments had in September 2023 received 2 billion naira each out of the 5 billion naira loan offered to them by the federal government as a palliative to cushion the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio had said an unconfirmed report indicated that state governors received 30 billion naira each from the Federation account to ameliorate inflation and the high cost of food in their respective states.
This is not the time to play politics. We have real issues that need real solutions. Yesterday, I saw the video and I read in the news where the Senate President made a statement. So he said on verified reports show that state governors have received additional 30 billion naira from Federal Inland Revenue Service outside our statutory allocations in the last few months from the federal government to address food security. Please listen to me loud and clear. I can speak for your state, and I can also speak for any of my colleagues, because as the vice chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, I know when things are happening. If you want to play politics, we'll keep quiet and say let it slide. But I'm not going to let this slide.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned former governor of Kwara State Abdul Fattah Ahmed at Federal High Court in Ilorin. Ahmed was taken by the Anti-Graft Agency on Monday, where he was being quizzed over transactions running into billions of naira during his time as governor of the state. Ahmed was governor of the North Central State between May of 2011 and May of 2019 before he handed over to Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak. He was once quizzed in May of 2021 by a crack team of operatives at the EFCC headquarters in the Jabi area of Abuja, the nation's capital, in connection with the alleged diversion of funds to the tune of about 9 billion naira from the coffers of the Kwara state government. The money was alleged to have been diverted during Ahmed's tenure as governor of the state and when he served as the Commissioner for Finance in the administration of ex-governor Bukola Saraki. Journalists were, however, barred from covering the arraignment of the former governor as they were denied entry into court.
That the former governor is not adverse to his own call upon to account for his stewardship as a governor of the state. But our concern is that the trial is transparent and open. Now, you cannot explain why the police and the court authority are denying, especially journalists, from covering the event. And that has been our concern all this while. Initially, it was held above the normal 48 hours as prescribed by the law. Up till now, nobody has explained to us without any court order for that. Now, it's been tried secretly. Nobody is there except his lawyer. So we don't know what will happen. So it's very unfortunate. This is Nigeria we are in.
Over in the southeast, 2 local vigilantes have been reportedly killed by armed men in Iboko community in Izi local government area of Ebonyi state. An eyewitness said the gunmen, disguised as natives of the area, stopped at strategic locations in the community and bought food items before unleashing mayhem. According to the report, the gunmen first stopped at a popular filling station at Iboko to get fuel before they moved to where local security operatives were and opened fire on them. Confirming the ugly incident, the acting public relations officer of the Ebonyi State Police Command, Joshua Okando, stated that 2 lives were lost, noting that the yet-to-be-identified gunmen opened fire on the 2 security guards during the Iboko market day. He added that the bodies of the deceased have been deposited at the mortuary while investigation is ongoing to unravel the root cause of the killing and possibly apprehend the perpetrators. In Abia State, operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the State Command, have arrested 10 suspects for alleged illegal mining. While parading the suspects in Umuahia on Thursday, the State Commandant, Usman, said the arrests were made on Friday, February 16, 2024. He added that the arrests were made in strict compliance to the directives of the Commandant General Ahmed Abubakar to end the activities of illegal miners in all mining sites across the country. According to Usman, the activities of the illegal miners constitute economic sabotage to the nation and must not be allowed to continue. He added that beyond the negative consequences of their activities on the nation's economy, the adverse effects on the environment and residents raise greater concerns. The Senate says it would give priority to the state police and devolution of power bills in the course of its constitution review exercise. The chairman of the committees and Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barau said this during the committee's inaugural meeting. The report.
Senator Barrow, who announced the names of the 47-member committee to review the 1999 Constitution during the inaugural meeting, said the committee is unique in the sense that it has all female senators as members.
It is important to note that the committee is not constituted to rewrite the 1999 Constitution. But if we have several amendments that can change the entire thing, so be it. But what we want to do is to amend the Constitution in line with the wishes and aspirations of the people of this country. We will strive to conclude this assignment within the next 24 months. I enjoin us to be committed to the activities of the committee because the task ahead is huge. Some of the issues already canvassed by some critical stakeholders are quite delicate.
In their contributions, the lawmakers suggested the use of the template adopted by the 9th National Assembly by avoiding a lump sum document presentation made in the past and rejecting presidential assent due to one or two controversial issues.
This time around, why don't we try as much as possible to prioritize them? After prioritizing them, we take the ones that we know are very critical, like issues of the state police, like the evolution of our areas that we feel will have direct impact on our constitutional setup.
The Constitution has prescribed how it can only be amended, and it's only through this process. So how else do you do it? So I think we need to seek for the understanding of Nigerians that this is a very important process that the National Assembly will always embark upon. I want to say that one of the primary reasons that we seek to amend the Constitution is the fact that the Constitution is a life instrument and is the ground norm that governs our society. And as such, given the dynamism of a modernizing society, I want to think that we will continue constantly to review the Constitution to plug in all loopholes that might impede national integration, cohesion and development.
We have seen the benefit of dividing the proposals into bills because the former president signed so many of the bills, so many. We had phase 1, then phase 2, and going back, because we still had to go back to see the former president, say, why don't you sign this remaining 19? Then they will go back and look at. But if we start in good time, we should be able to address the concerns that may be expressed as reservations.
There is always the feeling that we have not moved fast and far enough. But the National Assembly since 1999 has been making progressive amendments. And some critical areas have been attended to already, particularly in the last assembly, in the 9th Assembly. We did a lot, as you all know, especially in the area of devolution.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, had last week inaugurated 47-member Constitution Review Committee of the 10th Senate.
Still staying with happenings in the National Assembly, in the Green Chamber, on Thursday, a valedictory session was held in honor of a former Speaker of the House, Umar Gali Na'abba. At the emotion-laden session, which held at the lower chamber, the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas described the late Na'abba as a leader of a formidable team who contributed immensely to the development of the Green Chamber in particular and Nigeria in general. Here's the report.
Gali Umar Na'abba, a prominent figure in Nigerian politics, passed away on December 27, 2023, in Abuja after battling with a prolonged illness. He served as the Speaker of the House of Representatives between 1999 and 2003 and was known for his role in fighting for the autonomy of the legislature against an overbearing executive. Speaker of the House, Abbas, in his remark, recalled the contribution Na'abba made in advancing the cause of democracy in the country. He said the departed Speaker's tenure ensured the independence of the legislature, which recognizes that the true democratic society thrives when its legislative arm operates without undue influence and freely articulating the will and aspirations of the people.
The vision of Honorable Gali Na'abba has been supported by successive administrations, with the executive arm working in concert with the National Assembly to ensure good governance, transparency, and accountability.
All the lawmakers described the late Na'abba as a passionate, consistent, and disciplined Democrat who contributed his quota to the development of the state and Nigeria.
He was a good man and distinguished Nigeria, and we need to keep the families of those kind of people in good shape.
A certain forgetfulness about the men and women who fought for this democracy who sacrificed to sustain it, and the hard work it took to achieve the vision of the government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
No longer do we celebrate just wealth. We celebrate a man who believes that democracy is the best option. And this is a message to those who are thinking of other options. There is no option better than democracy. And that statement always came from when we agreed that if the political elites in Nigeria are not careful and the people decide to react, the bulletproof car will not save anybody.
National issue in the morning, national issue in the afternoon, national issue in the night. And whatever National Assembly is today, that was the man that started it to get the independence of the National Assembly or the Parliament until today.
Perhaps if we had the opportunity to commend him, encourage him when he was alive, it would not have taken this form. There are several Gali Nabas that are living today. Please, sir, let us begin to locate them. Commend our own, encourage our own while they are still living.
The former speaker, Abia, was born on September 27, 1958, in Kano State and was a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP.
This is a news update on Trust TV. Up ahead. Youths urged to embrace entrepreneurship. More when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. A recap from our top stories. Police officers apprehended over 30 million naira extortion in Abuja. Governors counter Senate President on 30 billion naira palliative allocation. Thank you. This is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's go for more news. Daily Trust Foundation, the corporate social responsibility arm of the Media Trust Group, publishers of Daily Trust titles, Armenia, Trust TV, Trust Radio, among others, has trained 22 journalists selected from 7 states of the Northwest region on advanced data journalism. Data journalism, which enhances reporting and news writing with the use and examination of statistics in order to provide a deeper insight into a news story, has become an integral aspect of journalism following the rise of fake news, hence the training. Here's the report.
Speaking at the opening event, the chairman, Daily Trust Foundation, Madam Bilia Bala, highlighted that the foundation is very passionate about training and building the capacity of journalists, hence the need for the training.
So that's what we want journalists, whether you are in print, in radio, in television, whatever, even on the internet, blogging, you need to know how to get data, analyze it, and write a story on it. And that's what we are doing here in Kano. We have collected journalists from northwestern Nigeria, 7 states of the northwest. They are all here, and we are trying to update their knowledge. Some of them may already have that knowledge, but knowledge is not static, like I keep saying. Anything static is in danger of decay. So we keep updating them so that they can do their job well.
He therefore took participants through an illustrative manner on how data mining is practiced in the local pattern by forefathers since years immemorial, among other examples. On his part, the Commissioner of Information and Internal Affairs in Kano, Baba Halilu Dantiye, urged the participating journalists to apply data journalism in their reporting for accuracy, noting that an accurate report generated from data will help the government to appreciate its strength and identify its weaknesses in addressing public demands.
And I hope they will use it well. They'll put the knowledge they have acquired into practice, using data, in the practice of journalism and in all issues is very, very important. And now, generally, journalists have this difficulty in analyzing data, in gathering data, but the trainer has been able to give them the opportunity, the knowledge on how to source it, how to mine it, and how to break it into stories. I think this is very important.
He therefore emphasized that as members of the fourth estate of democratic governance, journalists have a duty to work hard to provide reliable and accurate reports devoid of subjectivity for the benefit of the society. Salim Umar Ibrahim, reporting for Trust TV.
With the decline in white-collar jobs in Niger, calls have been intensified for young graduates to tour the path of entrepreneurship in order to be gainfully employed. Now, these calls are further strengthened by the federal government's repeatedly claim that it has limited employment slots against the hundreds of thousands of graduates churned out by Nigerian universities on an annual basis. Nuruddin Umar, a degree holder, is however an exception as he's into laundry services after graduation and earning a living from it. Hassan Koli tells us more.
With a Bachelor of Science degree in botany, 30-year-old Nuruddin Umar is into laundry services in Gombe. Despite people taunting him, Nuruddin says he is now helping government generate employment as he is self-employed and employing others too.
I started this business, so with this business I almost sponsored my degree education, and also working with others with some apprentices. So I think working with them, it's like I do create another job opportunity.
Nuruddin believed that starting a business is the only way for graduates to prove that they attended higher institution instead of waiting for government to employ them.
I'm calling on graduates like me not to rely on government to give them job. They should go and at least find something or small business which the capital will not be hard for them. So in order to sustain their living.
Economic expert suggests that starting a small-scale businesses will boost the Nigerian economy by creating more job opportunities among the teeming graduates. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
On health matters, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported a total of 2,122 suspected cases of Lassa fever outbreaks in 21 states in Nigeria. In a Lassa fever situation report for week 6 posted on its website on Thursday, the disease center said 411 cases have been confirmed and 72 deaths have been recorded from the outbreaks as of February 11, 2024. The confirmed cases were recorded from 21 states and 78 local government areas in the country. Lassa fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic fever caused by the Lassa virus. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his commitment as the chairman of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government to advancing judicial reforms in order to strengthen democracy across West Africa. The president stated this at a meeting with a delegation from the ECOWAS Judicial Council led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman of the Council, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, at the State House in Abuja on Thursday. According to a statement from the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajurin Gelali, President Tinubu congratulated judges from member states who participated in the two-day council meeting in Abuja and assured them that their recommendations would receive utmost consideration by the heads of state and government of ECOWAS. Speaking on behalf of the ECOWAS Judicial Council, Justice Ariwola emphasized the Council's commitment to facilitating the effective functioning of the ECOWAS judicial system. He said the Council, at the end of its meeting in Abuja, agreed to establish 2 subcommittees to address pertinent judiciary-related issues in the region.
The issue on the enforcement of the judgments of the community court is going to be looked into. We've set up 2 committees, one to look into the rules and the other to look into the position or the status of the enforcement of judgments
of the community court. And as I told Mr. President, by the time the council concludes its meeting, the recommendations will show that we have worked so hard.
And away from Nigeria, over in Spain, at least 4 people have died in a huge fire that gutted a multi-story apartment block in the eastern port city of Valencia, with another 14 people injured. Reports said the toll could rise, with 19 people still missing. The fire began around 5:30 p.m. on Thursday on the 4th floor and spread rapidly. Deputy head of Valencia's Industrial Engineers Association, Esther Puchades, said the fire had spread so rapidly because the building was covered with highly flammable polyurethane cladding. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. For more news, programs and documentary, please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for watching.